I'm here with Chameleon, a house producer from the DC area. And Chameleon, I think you're one of the few, there's not a whole lot of full on house producers in this set, or in this show, I mean. But
hmm
I'm curious what flavor of house you consider your music, or what you're going to be
Um,
showcasing at least.
yeah, the house music's towards the end of my set. I actually used to produce quite a bit of dubstep because of one of my friends, Sleazy Lettuce. Shout out. Um, but I generally try to produce like bass house, kind of tech house vibes, like very minimalistic, atmospheric kind of things. Not a lot going on, but enough to keep you interested.
So if that's, you said that's the end of your set, what's the rest of your set going to be made of?
The beginning starts out with some like kind of like deep dub like trap beats with dubstep synths kind of vibe, and then I play I think a couple like lo-fi inspired beats, and then I transition into like a house vibe for the end of it.
Yeah, so you have a lot of different styles you're showing off here. It's all original music?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's all original music. I got two collaborations with my dude Sleazy Lettuce, and yeah.
Nice. Um, so what's something interesting that most people don't know about you?
Um, let's see. I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. I moved here when I was let's see, when I was 10, and English is actually my second language. Not a lot of people, can spot that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, you know a lot about like Turkish cuisine then?
Oh yeah, yeah, big time. There's actually some pretty good restaurants in my area at least that I know of. But yeah, love Turkish food, man.
Nice. Yeah, I've never had Turkish food. So if I'm ever at a Turkish restaurant, what should I try?
You definitely have to try the lahmacun. It'll also be referred to as like Turkish pizza. At like I've seen it on like menus here called that.
Mhm.
It's like this crispy flatbread with this like meat mixture that's spread out on top of it. It's cooked in a pizza oven, so it like crisps up nice and well. And you just roll it up with some parsley and a little lemon juice. It's perfect. But
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds really good.
yeah,
But
it's called pizza. There's no sauce or cheese, but it's pretty good.
so, moving back to music though,
Yeah.
where did you get started producing music?
I started man, it was sophomore year of college, so about 4 years ago. I got an interest in like producing lo-fi beats, and I just downloaded a copy of Ableton and just started to get going. I'd like played in band in high school. I played saxophone, trombone, and French horn, and so I like had like classical music, like knowledge, and some decent knowledge of music theory, and it was just kind of figuring out the technical stuff for me at first, but then learning about like electronic music structuring and like stuff like that, how it differs from classical music and whatnot. But yeah, that's I basically just learned from YouTube videos and forum boards like Reddit.
Cool. Are you still more sample based nowadays, or was that just a phase when you were starting out?
That was a lot more when I was starting out. Sound design and like analog synthesis actually became like quite an interest of mine. I like picked up a Moog Siren, which if you can get your hands on one, I would highly recommend. It's a remake of their Taurus, and it's just extended the octave range so it can play higher notes. So it's not just like a bass synth; you can also do like leads with it. But yeah, I got a lot more into sound design like later on, after I just basically was figured out how to use Ableton to just like make a track in general. And I was just started getting into making my own synths. I still do use I use a lot of vocal samples just because in house music I feel like you need something to kind of carry the energy or distinguish your song from just being drums and synths. And sometimes I'll if I really just envision like a funky tune, I'll try to incorporate, like horn samples and woodwinds and whatnot. So I would say it's like more 50-50 now, whereas it was like pretty much all samples when I first started.
Mhm. So you mentioned for your set that you're going to be kind of transitioning from trap to kind of like heavier, dubsteppy stuff, and then finish off with house. How did you come up with that like set of transitions? Where was your mind going as you started and ended that process?
Um, I basically wanted to kind of follow like the BPM, start from the lowers and go to the highs, kind of carry the energy through the tempo changes. And the transitions were interesting to figure out. A lot of I felt like I had to make do with a lot of the DJ like controller transition effects and whatnot to kind of make it work. Sometimes like transitioning from trap song to like the BPM of like a house song is you can't really beat match it, so you got to kind of figure out a nice cool effect to transition. But the idea behind having such a wide range of music and not just sticking to one, I suppose, was I just kind of wanted to showcase my diversity. Still just trying to. I don't want to just put out one type of music. I want to maybe put out, whatever it is that I feel like producing in the moment of time that I'm producing.
Hmm. That makes sense. Um, have you done a lot of? Do you have a lot of DJing experience?
Yeah, pre-pandemic, I had a decent bit. I was part of like a duo, where it was like a vocalist and DJ duo, and I was a DJ in that. And we were playing shows, in the DC area for a while. And then outside of that, like personal DJ gigs, when I was at college at Virginia Tech, me and my friends would try to organize shows and whatnot. And I've played at the Milk Parlor down in Blacksburg a couple times. Pretty cool spot. But yeah, I would say I've like some DJ experience. A little rusty now. Haven't gotten too much practice, but I love DJing. I just love the whole headspace I get into. Connecting with a crowd. I think that's really what makes DJ sets so special. Being able to like feel the energy of a room and the energy of a crowd, and see their reactions to however you change it up or what song you drop and whatnot.
So how'd you end up in the lineup for Homesick?
JP and I, be careful. Actually, used to work together at Guitar Center a couple years back, and we've just stayed in touch ever since. Both of us actually have left that job. And But yeah, we just kind of ended up staying connected. We had some collaborations, and uh, I would say a great friendship formed out of that job. And yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool connection.
Yeah, yeah. Guitar Center was a pretty cool place to work. It kept me. I feel like if I hadn't worked there, I don't know if I would be as into being a musician. You know, whether if I didn't work there.
Hmm. Is Guitar Center where you came across that synthesizer you mentioned, or is there a different story behind that?
Yeah, no, that's actually how I came across it. It's a limited edition one, so there's, I believe, only a couple hundred made. And the one I bought was like returned to our store, and I was like, "Ooh, let me snag that one up."
Nice. What draws you to that one so much?
Frankly, it was the way it looks. It's got this it's like a gray stainless steel covering with like yellow, blue, and orange, and they're kind of washed out colors. I really just like the way it looked. It reminded me of like some 70s vibes. And I looked into it. I feel like it was a great first synth to buy just because it's monophonic, so it's not like too complicated to play it with. And it's only got two oscillators and a filter and two LFOs. So it's pretty simple, and I felt like it really helped me learn like the fundamentals of synthesis.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's our time here, but thanks a lot for talking with me.
Cool. Thank you very much. I had a great time.